Hey folks, this is Amazon Nightmares, 3 true horror stories from the jungle. This is Brighty Nightmares and I'm here to drag you into the wildest, scariest corners of the Amazon rainforest. There's no fairy tales, there's no fluff. These are real accounts ripped from the sweaty, bug-bitten diaries of people who have faced the jungle and barely made it out. We've got a photographer lost in green hell with something watching him. A logger hunted by cannibal tribesmen who don't mess around. And a scientist hearing voices that shouldn't exist in the trees. This isn't your average hike. Think piranhas, jaguars and shadows that move when they shouldn't. This is pure unfiltered terror. True crime meets jungle chaos. Let's dive in. Hope you've got your machete ready. First up's from a guy named Marcus. He's a photographer, 32, and he sent me this in 2021. Swore it's why he'll never touch the Amazon again. Marcus was Brazilian. He grew up in Manaus, knew the jungle like it was his backyard, the rivers, trails, the whole deal. In 2019, he got a job shooting rare birds for a wildlife magazine and pink dolphins, macaws, you know, the flashy stuff. The job took him deep into the Javari Valley near the Peru border. It was remote, uncharted, a green maze stretching forever. He went solo, he liked the quiet, and he trusted his skills. He packed a camera, tent, GPS, machete, and enough rations for a week. He left Manaus by boat, and after a while, he docked at a muddy bank where the trees swallowed the sky. The plan was simple: trek in, snap some photos, and trek out. Day one's fine, humid, the bugs were everywhere. He got his shots of toucans, river otters, even a glimpse of a jaguar slinking off. Night falls. He camps, tent up, fire crackling, stars blocked by the canopy. That's when it starts. He's drifting off, bugs buzzing, when he hears it. Rustling. Not wind. Not animals. Deliberate. Like footsteps circling his camp. He grabs his machete, unzips the tent, and peers out. Darkness. Thick. Alive. The fire's low, shadows dancing, but he sees them. Eyes. Yellow, unblinking, maybe 20 yards off, high in the trees. Monkeys? Birds? Too still. Too many. 6, 8, 10 pairs watching. He yells, "Who's there?" Voice swallowed by the jungle. Eyes don't move. He gets his camera and snaps a picture. The flash pops and blinds him, but the eyes vanish. He shakes it off, thinks exhaustion, crawls back in, heart thumping, but he sleeps with the machete close. Day 2, he's hiking. The GPS is glitching, compass spinning, jungle playing tricks. He finds a clearing, sets up for bird shots, but that rustling's back. Closer. Constant. He looks up, eyes again. Same yellow glow, peering from the canopy, spreads out like a net. He's counting. 12, 15 now, silent. Are they tracking him? They're not birds, not monkeys, just those stairs. He bolts, machete slashing vines, trips over roots, the mud sucking his boots. Night hits and he's lost. The GPS is dead and the fire won't catch because the rain's pounding outside. The rustling's louder, from behind and above and everywhere. He swings his flashlight, catches shapes, tall, thin, darting between tree trunks. Are they human? No, they're not human. They're too fast, too quiet. Something brushes his tent. The fabric rips. He slashes blind, but hits nothing. Eyes close in. 30 pairs now, glowing and blinking, inches from the mesh. Day 3, he's running. The ration's gone, camera trashed, sanity fraying. He hears a river, he stumbles to it, and luckily he manages to flag a fishing boat. An old guy pulls him aboard, No questions. Marcus babbles about eyes, shapes. Guy nods, mutters about forest watchers, spirits or tribes guarding the deep jungle. Back in Manaus, Marcus checks his pictures. There's one clear shot of yellow eyes. Dozens. There's no faces, just darkness. He's done. He sold his gear, works as a wedding photographer now, says the Javari's alive and it doesn't like intruders. This one's from Diego, a logger, 28, told this to a Brazilian news blog in 2017, swore it's true, and it's a nightmare that will stick with you. Diego worked the Amazon fringes near Acre, northwest Brazil. Rough gig, cutting timber in a sea of green, machetes and chainsaws tearing through vines and trunks. He's been at it for 2 years. He's a tough guy, pretty sunburned now, calloused hands and laughed at the old timers' tales. Uncontacted tribes, sure, they're out there. Some trade, some hide, some kill. Cannibalism? He called it colonial bullshit. Gringo ghost stories to keep loggers in line. August 2016, he's deep in with a crew. There's 5 guys, base camp by a creek. Saws buzzing, trees crashing. It's a Tuesday, hot as hell, the air thick with sap and sweat. Parrots squawking, mosquitoes biting. A normal day in the jungle. Until noon, chainsaws sputter out. 1, 2, all 5. Silence slams down like a guillotine. No birds, no bugs, no wind. Just a heavy, suffocating quiet. Diego's wiping his brow. His boss Paulo grunts, "Weather." But Diego feels it. Eyes, sharp, boring into his skull, like a dozen needles pricking his neck. They're packing, sun's dipping, shadows stretching. When it hits, arrows. Silent, deadly, black shafts with bone tips. Funk. Funk into a log by Diego's foot. Another skewers a water jug, spraying everywhere. The crew freezes, then chaos. Paulo yells, "Run!" But arrows rain harder, slicing air. One grazes Joao's arm, blood gushing, soaking his sleeve red. Diego bolts, his boots pound mud, vines whip his face, heart's a jackhammer. Screens behind, Paulo's down, arrow in his spine, twitching, choking on dirt. Carlos vanishes into the bushes, streaking cut short. Shadows move, figures, painted red, ash-smeared faces, naked, silent as ghosts, darting between trees with spears and bows. Diego's alone, running blind, the night swallowing the jungle. Trees blur, roots snag, he's gasping, his lungs burning now. The chants start, low, guttury, rhythmic, not Portuguese, not anything civilized, rising like a tide, vibrating the leaves. He trips, slams into mud, scrambles under a fallen log, stinks of rot, ants crawling, breath ragged. They're close, footsteps, soft, deliberate, circling. 6, 7, maybe more. Silhouettes against the dusk, spears glinting, eyes white in painted faces. One stops, sniffs the air. Diego freezes, mud in his mouth, heart deafening. A spear jabs the log, crack, inches from his thigh, the wood splintering. Whispers, hisses, guttural, then quiet. He waits, hours, shaking. The dawn creeps in and silence holds. He crawls out and runs. He finds a trail and hears the water. He stumbles to the creek. The campsite's gone, the tents are shredded, gear smashed and blood streaks on bark, but there's no bodies. The chants echo again, faint, behind him. He's sprinting, his legs jelly. He sees a figure watching from a ridge, spear raised, motionless. Night 2, he's lost, his compass busted and the rations are gone, and the jungle is a black labyrinth. Hears them again, rustling, Chants louder, something heavy drags through the brush. Finds a hollow tree and he climbs in. Bark cuts and the bugs swarm. He's panting, clutching his machete. Footsteps stop outside, breathing, slow and wet, like a predator savoring prey. A hand, grey, calloused, gropes the opening, nails scratching, then pulls back. Chanting swells, dozens now, surrounding, voices overlapping, a drumbeat of doom. He's thinking, cannibals? Revenge? We took their trees. Oh God, they're going to eat me. He sees a fire flicker, orange glow, shadows dancing, smell hits, blood, meat, roasting. A scream, not his crew, something else, cuts off sharp. He bolts tree to tree, hours bleeding into dawn, and he finds the river. He flags a boat, an old fisherman pulls him in, his eyes wide, mutters, Os silencios, the silent ones. Back in town, the cops scoff, no proof, no body, but Joel's alive, his arms scarred, shaking, says he saw them drag Carlos off, heard chewing in the dark. Diego quits, he moves to Sao Paulo, nightmares of red paint and white eyes. Research backs it, uncontacted tribes like the Mashkupiro kill intruders, some eat flesh, old rites or starvation. Diego swears he smelled human blood on those spears, heard bones snap in the night, says the Amazon's got hunters and they're always watching. Last one's from Anna, a scientist, 35, posted this on her herpetology forum in 2013, says it's why she ditched the jungle for good. Anna studied snakes, PhD, obsessed with Amazon reptiles, worked near Iquitos, Peru, hunting anacondas, bushmasters, legends. June 2022, she's solo, camping by the Napo River, tent on stilts, recorder, nets, chasing a giant anaconda locals called Yacumama, the mother of waters. It was supposed to be 50 feet, scales like armour, myth or monster, she's got to know. She's no believer, science over superstition, but the stories nag at her. Day one's brutal, hot, muggy, the river brown and sluggish. She's wading knee deep, setting traps, hears fish splash, monkeys howl, logs drift. And night falls, she's in her tent, recorder rolling. Crickets, fogs, water lapping, normal jungle hum, then voices. Faint, human, whispering in Kaikua, an old language she knows scraps, come, water, mother, weaving through the static. She unzips, flashlight sweeps, rivers still, trees black, mist curling, no one. Thinks wind, fatigue, lies back, recorder on. An hour later, it became louder and clearer, overlapping like a dozen mouths under the tent. Anna, Anna. She's up, machete out, shines the light, sees ripples, small, unnatural, spreading from nowhere. Boat's fine, there's no tracks, the jungle dead quiet. No frogs, no bugs, just whispers. Day 2, she's netting by the bank. It's daylight now, hears it again. Whispers, turn to murmurs, then screams, echoing from the water. Anna, join! Something moves, huge, dark, coiling under the surface. It's bigger than an anaconda. 30 feet, 40, scales glinting. She snaps pics, blurry, shadow, drops the net, backs off, her heart racing. Night 2, tent shakes, whispers morph to streaks. Anna, come home! Water splashes, heavy drag outside and leaves a trail. Slime, scales, no feet. She's recording, plays it back and hears her name in layers. Voices not human, wet, raspy. In day 3, she's paranoid now. Sets more traps, finds one snapped, the rope frayed, bait gone, the fish head torn, teeth marks too wide. Whispers follow, day and night now. Anna, deeper, from trees, river, air. Sees it again, a massive shape, the eyes yellow, rising then sinking, tail whipping mud. Night 3 she's awake, the tent poles bend, fabric rips, streaks deafening. Anna, ours! Something slams the stilts, tent tilts, she grabs gear, falls into mud. Flashlight catches it, coils, endless, scales black-green, head submerged, and a hiss like a train. She runs, the jungle's alive, vines snapping, whispers chasing. And day 4, the boat sunk, the hull cracked, paddle shredded, and radio static. She hikes, 2 days, no sleep, hears them everywhere. Anna, stay! Screeches from above, below, water bubbling behind. She finds a canoe, it's half rotten, and paddles with her hands, river roaring. She sees shapes trailing, heads breaking surfaces, eyes locked on her. A village looms, locals grab her, pale, say Yacumama guards the Napo, calls souls and drowns them. Anna's picks, blurry coils, eyes experts scoff. A log? A crock? But she's got audio, her name, hissed, layered, endless. She quit fieldwork and now teaches in Lima, says the jungle's alive, hungry, and it knows you by name. And there it is, Amazon Nightmares, 3 true stories from the jungle's jaws. Marcus and his eyes, Diego's cannibal hunt, Anna's river voices. Real people, real terror, no escape. Have you got your own Amazon horror? Drop it below, I read everything. Hit subscribe for more, and this is Brighty Nightmare, and I'll be back with more nightmares you can't unhear. Sleep tight, if you can.